Hi there guys, this is Farmer Bob. Welcome to my channel guys. Great to be back with another interesting video guys. If this is your first time around, warm welcome to you. Pause the video now and just click that subscribe button and also that little bell for the notifications. And yeah, welcome to the channel man guys. Great. Guys, there's been some changes in the store items and the way store items work. Well, at least I've picked up some things that has changed. I don't know if Giants has made some changes. They probably definitely did. Because if you look at the way it used to work and the way it's working now, I don't know. It's always been like that, or it's just something that slipped through the cracks. But I've noticed that a few weeks ago, and from Cowlick, one of the subscribers, just mentioned something about it that he found, and then I said to him, no, it's definitely something has changed in the way store items work. So let us have a look at this whole store items epidemic. Because I mean, my word, it's always been crazy how these things operate. Now in FS 19, you had in your map folder the moddesc file. If you go into your map folder, any game, any mod in the game needs a moddesc file. So if I go into my file, I'll have my moddesc, and in here is where the store items used to be. But now in FS22 they've taken that store items and placed it in an XML and chuck that store items now in the map folder, or make it part of the map, you know. So there is a specific XML now for the store items, and now that store items that you put in your map, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, and then you get problems, and mainly the error is no store items found for this placeable that you're trying to load, you know. So anyways, without further ado, if you want to know where your store items is, just open your map XML. So if you go into your own maps, map XML, it points to the store item in there. So let's just have a quick crack at that. So find the line that says store items. I'm just going to see if I can quickly see it here. It must be here somewhere. The easiest will probably be Control F and just click in store, and it will find it for you. There it is. Shop, file, store. No, that's not the store items. There it is. Store items. And then mine is residing under maps, map Alpine store items. So that's in my maps folder because there's no dollar in there. All right. So now there's a few ways that you can work with this thing. You can, if you want to, put your store items, the things in the store items XML back into your moddesc. That will work fine. There's no problem with that. However, I'm not too sure what's going to happen when you run that through test runner. You know, if you want to upload anything to ModHub, it needs to be approved by Giants, and the test runner program is the one that actually just scans for all the errors. And believe me, when you add just one thing to your map, run it through the test runner to see if there's a problem, because I can guarantee you there will be a problem, because they find stuff in the nittiest grittiest things that you can't believe. But anyways, here it is guys. Let's have a look now. So what I've done now is I've opened my map and I've just chucked in here a bale sell point. So if you look at that, so what I've done, let me just show you the process that I've gone through, just so that we're on level where we are. So I've gone into File, Import, and I've just gone into the in-game folder, Data, Placeables, Map, US, Selling Station, Bales, and I've imported that I3D directly from the in-game map folder. Now this is the first way of doing it, because we're working with an in-game thing, not a placeable that's in your own map that you've customized. So these are the two things that you need to realize now. We're working, whether you're working with an in-game thing or whether you're working with a customized thing that's in your map. So this scenario that we're looking at now, we're working with an in-game I3D. So the I3D is in the map folder, in the in-game map folder. So we leave it there. We're not going to customize the I3D. However, for this first example, we're going to look at the XML and leave the XML in the in-game folders as well, so that we don't want to customize it. So for the second scenario, we're going to have a look at when we customize the XML, what is the changes that happens with that with that store items, because there's something going crazy there. All right, so I've imported that and it comes and lies there in my map. Now for to make this thing work properly, we need to grab that selling station bales, because it's now in the, this R3D is now added to my map, so I can't leave it here. If I want it to work properly and not have errors and problems, I need to either delete it once I've got the translation data, or I can put it in the placeholders folder. Just want to see if I have a placeholders folder in this map. It's always the thing. I'm working with a new map Alpine. Let me just make one quick one. It's so easy to make. So sorry guys. Create, transform. I'll just call it the placeholders. I call it folders, but they actually transform groups. I keep on calling it folders. So there it is, and then we just need to add a user attribute for it to make it a folder that is ignored. So where is my user attributes? They come and lie this way. I like to have it this way. Yeah. So it's going to be an onCreate script that runs. So here we go. We call it an onCreate, and you want it to be a script callback. We click add on there, and then the script is just placeholders like so dot onCreate with a capital letter like so. All right, and there it is. That's all it is. So now we have that. So we grab that i3D, Control X, and just drop it into our placeholders transform group like so. All right, now we're happy. So now the game will ignore this, and it will load the one via the XML. All right, so what we've done now is I grab that, I take this translation data for X, Y, and Z, Control Shift and C to copy it, go to my, I can close this map XML, so go to my store, first of all my placeables, and then find the line that says selling station bales, and the one you want, the one that's in the map US, because that's where we pulled that R3D from, and this XML is there in the map US folder. So I've just grabbed one of the lines here that is saying selling station wool. I think selling station bales. I grabbed the selling station bales and placed it in here. And this line you can grab from any of the in-game. Just make sure that if you're using the map Alpine one, that you import the map Alpine one into your map, because if you have a different R3D and a different XML, you're going to have problems, because there's now, remember, each map has got its own selling station bales. So you don't, if you're working with that XML for US, don't put here map Alpine, you see, because then you're going to have problems. So stick with the same map that you are importing from and work with that same R3D, and you won't have any issues. Because there's a difference, guys. The map US one, if I can just show you, the map US one is only a square block, and I enjoy this one because it's easy to modify, and we're going to modify it just now. And if you look at the other ones, let me just quickly import, say for instance, placeables. Let's go to the map Alpine one. If you go into selling station bales, there it is, selling station bales, it's totally different. It's got extra stuff to it, like a spawn point for pallets and all kinds of stuff. So if you put it here, am I talking trash now? I did import the right thing. Sorry guys, I'm thinking of the wool. Sorry man, the wools. The wool has got the pallets thing. I'm confused now between the two. So anyway, we're going to show you what I'm saying is, if you're working with this one, for instance, the map Alpine one, work with that one's XML together with the i3D. Don't mix the two, because you can definitely have problems if you have the one's XML and the other one's i3D in your map. So just stick to the one that you are currently working with. All right, so that's basically all I wanted to say. Okay, so now that we have that in our map, we just take that positioning data, chuck it in here. Rotation doesn't matter on a square block, because whether you turn it this way or that way, it's going to stay square, you know. It's not something that it's going to really matter too much. But if you did rotate it, just put your rotation in there as well, and there you go. And obviously, if you have this as a default form property, you have to put the default form script and form ID1 and whichever form you're on it. If this was something that you're using on a form, or it's a placeable that's part of your form stuff or default form things and that, you know. Cheers, guys. I'm having some coffee in the background. Okay, so now we have this line in our placeables. It's putting this selling station bales, pulling this XML from the in-game map, as you can see there, and positioning it on the map for us there where we've got it here. So there's our positioning data and everything. Now the next thing we want to look at is the store items. Now this store items, as you can see here on top, it's in my map folder. It's under mods, start map, maps, map alpine, store items.xml. And I just do the same thing here for this test, the first test. I route my store items into the same folder where selling station bales is map US selling station bales, and that XML there then points to the store data on that XML. So if I now go to this selling station bale under there and I open this XML, here's the store data that it's looking for. So if you have that error, can't find store data or store items not found for this placeable, whatever that error is, it's talking about this little section here on top of the XML file. What it's actually saying is it cannot find the XML. That is what the error is actually saying. It doesn't even get to this because this is in the XML. So it's actually saying to you it can't find the XML. But we're going to mimic a situation now where it's going to give us that error. All right, so now that we have all this sorted, we're going to, I just want to grab this C store items. That's all done. There's nothing to save. So I've saved that and I've saved my map, and now everything is happy. We can quickly go into the game, and while we're talking, we can just start up the map and have a quick browse and see if it works. Now, normally what I've noticed, guys, is if you see the icon for the bales, I just want to get to the map, your map name, that's it there. So if you see that icon there for the bales, you normally know that your placeable has loaded, or your sell point, or whatever you've been trying to put in. Now I've quickly opened the what do you call it, the log. That's a normal error in Giant, so nothing to worry about there. And I by default I always do that when I load my map. Just toggle my log so I can see if there's any warnings going by as the thing is loading, you know. And if you don't have this in your map, it's very easy to enable this log. If you want to see if you have it, you can look next to your one key, not the numpad, but above the tab, and next to the one on the left of the one, there's a tilde key. It looks like an ocean wave. That's called the tilde key. So you just press that once, and it will pop up with the log. And if you toggle it again, it will give you a place to type. And if you toggle it again, it will switch it off. So if you don't have that function, just go into your map folder. Not your map folder, sorry. The Farming Simulator 22 directory in your, the one that's in your documents folder. So you go, that's where your mods folder is. So make sure you're in that Farming Simulator 22 directory where your mods folder is. Go down to the game XML, just double click that, and here by development options, the controls, you'll see there's a false in there. So you just overwrite the false, double click the false, and type in true, small letters, exactly as it shows there. Save the XML, and you will have the in-game log file popping up while you're loading your map. That makes life just easy, guys. All right, so here we are in the map, and let's have a quick browse. There's our map cell point, or our bale cell point there. And as you can see, the icon is loaded. So we are totally happy with that. I'm just going to drop a bale quick. Spawn object materials. Let's have a bale grass. I'm just going to drop a square bale. Right, there it is. Oh, I must probably just put on my super strength as well. Now got here. Sorry, missed it. Right, so if I take now this square bale and I drop it here on the trigger, there it is. So my trigger is working clearly. So there's no problem there. But if I now do the same thing, spawn an object, a pallet, want bale grass, bale hay, bale silage, bale cotton. Now, I know for a fact that this cotton is probably not going to sell. You see, because this cotton is not in the XML. So now I want to customize this bale trigger to run cotton as well. Alright, so let's do that for a second test. But first, before we do that, guys, let's just see what happens if we, well, obviously, let's not, I think, let me think. Alright, what we're going to do, let's look at this scenario now. We've left everything in game. But the moment you want to customize anything, you cannot customize the in-game XML, because otherwise it's going to influence your actual map. Can you see the problem? Because if you customize now your Farming Simulator 22 stuff, you're going to let me just go. I'm in the wrong place now, in the wrong folder. I don't want to open that one. This is the one I want to be at. If you're going to modify this, you're going to mess up your actual game. So you can't modify any of the in-game files. So we need to take this XML now and put it in our map folder. So now we're going to grab this, Control C, and drop it into our map folder, Map Alpine. I'm just going to drop it here in the, let's just call it in the placeables folder for now. Oh my word, there's too many placeables. I'll just drop it in here for now. Alright, so now the directory for my selling station bales has changed. So I need to update the store items as well as the what do you call it, the placeables. That was the old way of doing it, because I'm now customizing the XML. By default you want to change the placeables as well as the store items. So if you do that in the past, it was perfect, there wasn't a problem. But let's test it, guys. I'm going to grab this this now, and we're going to put it, change it so it sees this selling station bales now. Alright, so if we now look at this directory, it is just from my map folder. I grab the lost directories to get to this. It is Control C there into our XML, and just overwrite everything here up to this lost slash, and then just change the forwards, the backslashes to forward slashes, and then in front here this is the store items XML. No, you don't need anything there. Alright, so that now tells the game that I'm using this XML as the store items. Now let's just leave it like that and see, because that in the past was fine, there was no problem with that. So now we want to take this and do the same. So I'm going to grab that piece there, copy, go into my placeables, and just overwrite this like that, Control V, and then for the placeables we need to put a dollar map der, like so, map der and a dollar again, dollar map der dollar, and then a forward slash, and then maps map alpine selling station bales. Alright, so that now is all sorted, and now we can actually go customize the selling station bales. So that one is not the one that we want to customize. We want to use this one here in our map folder. So we double click that, and now here by unloading, you find the section where it shows you what type of things, that's the unload trigger. So here we can tell it what we want to unload there. So it takes straw, dry grass windrow, silage, sugar beet cut. So if we add cotton here now, we're going to go caps lock, cotton, just like so, just for fun. And now we actually need to add a full type for cotton as well. So we're going to just grab one of these, or full type equals straw. I wonder if I can just add it next to that. I'm not sure, but let's just copy a new line in there and see if it's happy with that. Home, Control V, and double click there, and we just write there cotton, like so. Alright, so full type cotton, And let's just make this look nice. All right, so now we've added cotton to this bale cell point. So let's just save that XML. Our store items is saved, so that's all right. Go back in the game. And let's just test and see if we can now sell cotton there. Now immediately you expect it to work, and I hope it will work, because there's been quite a few problems I've picked up with this this whole story with the store items, you know. I didn't see any errors for some reason. I didn't see any errors floating by, or did I miss it? Maybe I pressed the tilde too late. No, I didn't. So the 10 to 1, it's going to work. All right, so let's check this out. I can actually stand here, and then it will drop it onto the trigger, so I don't even have to worry worry about that. So bale grass, bale hay, bale silage, bale straw, cotton. There you go. And there you go. Cotton is sold. So for some reason now, the game is now suddenly happy. I wonder now if I would change that. There was no errors there. But I can guarantee you guys, the moment you chuck that map folder onto your, let me just minimize this and open. Oh my word, I've got so many things open. If I open my test runner file, let me just chuck all these logs, so otherwise we can get confused. If I now take the, that's the in-game one. We don't want that one. We want the one that's in our map. That's the one there. So if I now take my map, the whole start map folder, that's how you test your map in any way. So you download the test runner public from Giant's developer network, and then you grab your whole unzipped map folder. It must be unzipped. So you grab the whole map folder and just chuck it on the exe like that. And that's going to... What happened now to it? Test runner public. Did I drop it on the wrong one? Probably because I'm open here. Let me just close. Don't have to save anything there. Just try it again. Public. It's saying that my farmlands XML has got a problem. Okay, I'm not going to bother with that now. So I still need to, because this is my start map, and just to for this video purpose, I modified the farmland. So there's only one farmland. So there's clearly some issue with the farmland. I'm not going to be bothered with that now. But if we now take that same XML, modified XML, go into map Alpine, and we go into our placeables XML. Say now we left that the directory there to point to the map US $data placeables map US. So I'm just going to grab this line here, map Alpine. Placeables map Alpine. I'm going to want something that placeables map Alpine. Control C. And I overwrite that again up to there. Control V. We need selling station bales in there. Control C. Sorry guys, I know where this directory is, so I've been fiddling with it so much in the past that yeah. So that was our original line that we had in there. So it's $data. We just have to put that, this is the placeable, so we don't need the dollar. That's the one thing also, if you now, sorry, I'm in the placeables. What am I thinking, guys? I should be in the store items. That's where I want to change it. So we're going to go $data map alpine, Control C. I'm going to overwrite this like so, Control V, $data placeables, and map alpine must be map US. It will have actually been much faster just to copy this. And the spelling, once again, is very important that you do this. Even the capital letters is important. Selling station bales, Control V / like so. $data placeables, map US, selling station bales. My word. Alright, there is the line. I could have just used that one. Okay, anyway, there it is. So if we now change that store items to selling station bales in the in-game folder, let's have a look what the game tells us then. So let's have a look if we can find the error. Yep, there was definitely an error, guys. You see, placeables can only load existing store items. No store item for XML file name and the selling station bales. You see, so now start maps, map alpine, selling station bales. So now I've got the XML pointing to the in-game one, but my selling station bales XML that is loaded via my placeables is not is in the in-game, and my store items one points to the. I'm talking trash now, guys. My placeables is pointing to my map there, and the store items is pointing to the one in game. And that is now causing that error, you see, because it's now pointing at two different XMLs, which is quite fairly strange. And I wonder if it's still going to work. It's just, yep, icon is gone, so now it didn't load up, you see. So the moment you get that error there, it just won't load that placeable for you. My last sip of coffee, guys. So now you can clearly now see that where you are loading the XML from is very important, because if the XML is in your map folder, your store items must point to that XML. But now there's a problem that I've picked up, so let's just exit the game. We now found that it is giving us an issue there. So what I want to do now, I want to take it one step further and just fix this problem with the farmland quickly, see what the issue is there. Map stuff, test runner. Let's have a look here what it is complaining about. I'm going to quickly do this off screen, guys, otherwise I'm going to bore you with the map. Maybe I'll let it run, because then you can see how to fix farmland problems as well. Okay, so start map is the one we're looking at. What is it complaining about? Not well, tractor, XML3, above, test run line 20. Trace back. Pass error in D, mods, start map alpine farmland. So it's got a problem. Not well formed invalid token, line 42, column 104. So in line 42 of my farmland XML, there's some problem there. So let's just quickly have a look. But can you now see how can I say, the level of problems that test runner picks up out of your map? Because we didn't have one error in game pertaining to farmland. But yeah, in a test runner, it suddenly has got some issue with the farmland. So let's have a look at line 42 or line 41 in my farmland XML. Where is it? Farmland XML. So just drop down to line 41. It's telling me that there's a problem here. There isn't even a line 41 that's enabled. What are you fiddling about? for the purpose of this video, because what I've done is I've just disabled all the other farmlands for now. So I think let's just delete the lot that I'm not using, and then there can't be a problem. It will all be well. Just save it up like so. And now let's just run the test runner again on this whole map. Yeah, so now it's working fine. I actually don't want to run through this whole process because it takes a bit of time to run it, because it opens your Giants editor, it runs a test through the Giant editor, closes it, and then it does the whole thing all over again once more, and then it gives you the results, fail or pass or whatever, you know. It's a bit of a time consuming thing, so we just leave it to let it be. What I wanted to do, but I can't work on the map now while this is happening. Let's remember, I'll just leave it. It will not take too long. There we go. That's the second chest on the i3D. It basically tests your map i3D and checks every little link in your map i3D, where it's all going, that all those things are correct. And you see my map has failed. It says test outcome, map has failed, and I have to fix all these errors. All right, so that's very nice to know. Okay, so guys, next up, let's have a browse at different options, how to fix that thing now. So I want to just open that my map again into my store items. So if you load this now from the in-game one, it will not find it. Sorry, I wanted to actually show you that it will now pick up a problem with that, even if we fix it. So let us fix that XML back to where it was. Remember, we had this on the in-game directory, so we grab that from there. Map L selling station bales. Oh, this is wrong. That's why I didn't find it. Oh no, that's correct, because I'm working from my map directory. Sorry, I'm confused now, guys. with the in-game one. Copy. Go to our store items. Just push this all back to there. Control V. Maps, map Alpine. Selling station bales. All right. So let's save that. So if we run, this is how it was, and it worked like this perfectly, no problem. But if we run the test runner now, like that, so let's just, we have tested that in-game. It did work and it was fine. There was no errors with it. But if you want to now have a look at your test runner, let me have a look. Maps, Alpine, mods. Open my test runner again. I should have just left this thing open, man. Test runner, grab it there, put it there, and it grabbed the map. If we now just make that one little problem there, or fix that thing as on the way that it worked, then I found that test runner gives you an error there, that it needs to have the store items in the map directory. But when you put it in the map directory like we just did, it doesn't work. So yeah, that is a big concern if you want to have your map posted to Giants. Although it's working in game perfectly without any errors, there's still a problem with the store items. So there you go. You see, data collection, success false. So it says file not found, maps, map Alpine, selling station bales, referenced in store items, maps, map Alpine. So okay, start map, maps. So it says that it can't find file not found, but it is there. All right. So if we now go into the game again, let's just verify that I didn't miss something. So we quickly just open the map, just like so. And let's just test and see. Just want to have a quick browse. No errors, guys. You agree with me? no errors, confirm, and there it is. So there was no problem with my store items here in game, and I'm still selling bales like crazy. Spawn objects, pallets, bale cotton, there it is. You see, so there's no problem with that, and there's no error. No, not even one error in game. According to that, is just an in-game error. So there's no store items, and my map is working fine. But test runner tells me, sorry, I'm just going to go out, quit game. Test runner tells me that it cannot find that store item. So that is a problem, because now I've customized that XML, put it in my map folder, and I can't use it because test runner keeps on telling me now that there is a problem. There it is, file not found. Alright, so which is a huge issue now. Because how do you fix this now? So let us give it a try and move that store items just into our moddesc. Okay, so I'm going to open my moddesc. I'm going to grab let me think now what I'm going to do. I need to take it out of the store items. So I'm going to grab this line, Control X, cut it out here, save my store items, so there's no store items here pertaining to that. Go into my moddesc, maps, going to go there, home, Control V, store items, bales. Alright, so what I need to do is I need to open a store items section here, which is not in my moddesc anymore. Alright, so what I'm going to do is start map, sailing station bales. We're going to go into one of the FS19 maps, map builds, no, maps backups. Here we go. Just grab any FS19 map, go into that moddesc, and there's a lot of store items. So what I need is this section here, Control C, go into my store items, that, not my moddesc, that one there, and then in front of that, Control V, put the store items like so, and then we end it with that section there, Control C. I like to copy and paste these things, because if you make a little spell mistake, guys, it just ruins the whole thing and it doesn't work. Alright, so there's the store items section now. I click on it, it's purple on top and bottom. I know it's fine. I know that line is fine. So let's save it and see what test runner has got to say now about this whole process. Alright, so farming simulator mod start map. There it is, start map. Grab test runner and see now if it will be happy now about that changes that we've made. I don't know. Oh my word. For some reason, if you customize something, a test runner is not happy with it. But I need to find a workaround for that problem, because you need to be able to customize stuff, you know. Otherwise you're going to have to just stick with the in-game stuff and never customize anything to have a map put on mod up. Is that even true? I don't know, but it surely looks like that. So you can't modify anything. It needs to be pulled just out of the thing. So let's just have a look. Yeah, it seems to be happy if you put it the way it used to be in the great. Okay, so that solved a problem. Let us in this test now if it still works in game, because we've now moved that store item to our moddesc. And this is what Cowlick said, that he found that if you move it back to the moddesc, it seems to work, you know. And that has always been my issue, is how do you get past test runner, you know, because if you customize something, then the store items get thrown out on the test runner, and that is a big problem. I forgot to press the tilde. But I suppose we'll quickly reverse just to run through and see if there's any store items errors. So clearly it's happy with the store items in the moddesc. Yep. All right, so that's perfectly fine, and we should have our icon there. And let's just test if our customization is still there. Can we sell cotton bales? Because we know that we have, sorry, I can always miss this one, spawn items. You have to press it first before you can select bale, bale, silage, bale, grass, bale, cotton. Okay. And there you go. Perfect. No errors and test runner is happy. So guys, it looks like if you customize, if you have the XML for your placeable in your map directory, you have to put the store items, not in the store items.xml, but in the moddesc folder or moddesc XML. So that is the way to do it properly, guys, without having any errors. So you create yourself a store item section once again in your moddesc, and add your store items here for all the well, you can now just add all of them in here, and then have your store items XML just in your map XML point back to the in-game thingamabob. So if you go into your map XML, but there's a problem if you do that. You see store items here is pointing to my map, but if you place it back to your map directory, then you can't modify the trees, because remember now, unless you put those trees also in your moddesc. I'm not sure if that will work. I haven't tested that, guys. I can close that FS19 map. If you go into our store items, where is it? Here you've got the plants and the trees, because this makes the plants and the trees come up in your store items in game, because this is very important. You can add all the trees and all the bushes from the in-game folders in here, and then you get to place them in game, you know, to buy them, because if they're not here, then you don't have them in game, you know. So this is important. To be honest, I think you can add these to the moddesc as well, and there won't be a problem. But I would just leave this store items XML like is, and just add all the trees and stuff here. But for a test, you can do that. I haven't tested that. Move it to your moddesc and see whether that helps, you know, whether that works. So yeah, I hope it makes sense, guys. It's been a bit of a to and fro, but we figured it out at the end. So if you have to sum it up, if you're in your map and you've placed a custom XML in your map like we've done, we've customized the selling station bales to handle cotton, then you need to take the store item line, put it in your moddesc and not in the store items.xml, not in there. So in the past, I've always put it in the store items. So from now on, guys, just chuck it all in the moddesc under store items section, and all should be well. You shouldn't have any problems anymore. Well, I hope it's been exciting, because to me it was very exciting to figure this whole thing out and figure out how it works, and then especially with the test runner, because if you're going to be wanting to put your map in test runner and have it placed on ModUp, then you can't do it the other way around. You have to do it this way in order for test runner to be happy. So that's basically all you need to do, guys. Put your store items in the moddesc instead of the store items XML, and all should be well. Great. So basically this is still working like FS19. Same drill, nothing changed there. Yes. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope it's been insightful and learning. To me, it definitely was. I've grown a bit and learned a bit of more tricks, and that's what it's all about. So have a wonderful day, guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.